Welcome again to another episode of Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. I am your host, Lionel McDonald. Um, Summer's moving. We got a little heat in August, and sometimes we don't get that little heat wave. There was a heat warning or heat advisory that happened over the weekend. I know we had crazy rain, and every year it seems like it rains more and more, but this year was definitely takes the cake. We have crazy forest fires all over Canada still, and hopefully things get a little bit better. We got the same thing happening in many parts of the United States. So to all my United States listeners, hopefully things and those situations get better. But with heat, and this podcast is about sneaks, rhymes, and life, and we love sneakers as much as we love hip hop, and we focus a lot about um, the the hip hop appreciation month that we have in the month of August. But we're going to deviate a little bit as after as summer is winding down, and summer is not that long in Toronto per se, where I grew up. In particular, I grew up in Scarborough, so shout out to my boy Scarborough Spots for holding me down and representing something very near and dear to my heart. Uh, if you didn't know, I absolutely love Warden Station patties. So salute on the latest project for Warden Station patties. Definitely, if you're following Scarborough Spots and you see all of the merch they're coming out with, they just have some amazing things. I appreciate all the opportunity I got to be part of their Real McCoy campaign, which was a great success from what I hear. So, again, as we talk about summer, I think about Warden Station patties. I think about being in the park, playing ball, get ready for football camp. But those are my younger years. But I think in these days, it's spending time with my daughter and my family outside, and it's been crazy during the pandemic. And I think being outside is definitely safer than, being inside these days. So, being out in the streets, where am I going with this? Seeing a lot of sneakers. Now, people are wearing sandals, people are wearing slides, but there's a lot of sneakers. So, got me thinking about what am I seeing? Like, what is being flexed out here, from those that are not sneakerheads and, wear sneakers to be casual or whatever. So, I'm just going to give you an array of variety of different sneakers uh, that are out there. So there is probably what they're calling the sneaker of the year, and I'll start there. So um, they've made a lot of reiterations for ladies or you know, call it Jordans for her. But this one may take the cake. This may be the best one we've ever seen, and the Jordan 3 Alma Marine, I think that's the right way to pronounce it, is absolutely incredible from the quality to the look. It's got a definitely white cement 3 look to it, but premium materials, got some suede on there. So seen a few people wear it, like the real sneakerheads in the city. I've seen lots of people post about it, people talk about it. You could have got it from their website. They had some great bot protection. But yeah, that's definitely maybe the sneaker of the year, but definitely some one of the sneakers, high heat ones that I've seen flex this year. I don't think you can talk about summer sneakers, and really it's becoming an all year sneaker without talking about what it's now called. It's called the 2020 version. It's called white on white. Do you have any white on whites? I hear it all the time at work. And we're talking about all white low Air Force One, kids, men's, women's, you name it. That's the shoe that I would almost say the majority of the city is wearing if we're going to pick one shoe. So inventory is super hard to get. I know many retailers are sold out and all of these types of things, but it is a clean shoe. I've seen guys customize it. Shout out to couple of the customizers that I have dealt with over the last few months and customizing my old pairs. But Air Force One, New Yorkers call it uptowns or downtowns, depending on how you where you're at. But that is definitely one of the amazing shoes that has been out there, and people are rocking hard. some of them are crispy, some of them are dirty, some of them are customized, some of them whatever, they just beat to shreds and you're cutting your grass in it. But Air Force One white are definitely being rocked. Um, I think they were pretty hard to get, but next up would be the Yeezy Slide. So the Inflame, there's a taupe one. I know there's supposed to be a black one, et cetera, et cetera. But Yeezy Slides, and they're crazy expensive. Retail was one thing, but resale is like over 300 for a slide. It's bonkers, but people want them. They look cool. They look different. They call it the Kanye effect. And um, Donda, as I mentioned on the previous episode, we're still waiting on, probably, hopefully, by the time this episode comes out, that album is actually released. But that's another one. Next up would be anything from the Griffey pack. Predominantly, the one that I see that is booming is the Griffey Max 90 that came out in, I guess it would have been mid-June, commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Griffey Max collection coming out. And you're rolling some really cool comics. So they did a Vapor Max, they did obviously a OG Griffey Max in a new colorway. The 90 is probably the best shoe, but also people are popping off on that Air Force as well. So that would be another one that is definitely gaining a lot of traction. One of the shoes that, because of the pandemic, people were chasing like no one's business. It's not amazing. It's nice. It's good, but I'd say with the UNC Jordan 1 that came out earlier this year, people are still clamoring to get their hands on it. And finally, with nicer weather, because it came out in March, people are actually wearing it. So that would be another one. Again, you talk about white Air Force, you cannot talk about the summer without seeing, men and a lot of ladies, a lot of young girls wearing white chucks. Black chucks is one thing, white chucks is a summer flex. So white chucks is definitely popping. This is Toronto. I call Toronto the home of the Air Max 90. So no summer can pop off without you rocking a pair of white or close to white OG Air Max 90s. I would also say that the OG infrared 90 would be in the same, as that came out in December. I know I have a pair from like 5-6 years ago. I wore it at my boy Nick's wedding. Shout out Nick. And that's his, like, one of his favorite shoes. But yeah, I both see those that are out there right now. Next up would be the OG University Blue Jordan 4. That's out there. I personally prefer the Travis Scott one to that shoe. Like, it just doesn't hit for me, but I like fours, so I can give that one 2 thumbs up. So that's another one that definitely a lot of people are now flexing. You wear it with all black, you wear it with all white with black shorts, and it's got a little black trim to it. You got a little gray in it. Like, there's multiple ways you can pull off an all blue, baby blue shoe. Next up, where do I start? The shoe that is being shoved down sneakers heads throats, if you are on that vibe, is dunks, and more dunks. Probably I would say, if I got to pick one, Panda Dunk would be the one that I'm seeing a lot of people flexing and wearing out in the streets right now, feeling good that they were able to get a very hard shoe. Then, like, resale to this thing is crazy. It's like 350 or $400 for like $120 pair of dunks. So, and it's a basic color. It's not even OG color. It's not even one that, one of the schools. And again, if you didn't hear a previous episode, the dunk came out, it was a college shoe. So black and yellow was Iowa, and white and orange is Syracuse, and midnight navy and varsity maize is Michigan. You have the white and green one is Michigan State. White and blue is Kentucky. Gray and red is UNLV. That's the reason these shoes came out in the first place. But people have lost their minds when it's come to the Nike Dunk. So pretty amazing that that one is popping and that one's out there. Did mention it already. I won't go into it anymore. But again, another part of the collection of the Griffey Air Force is everywhere. People are just can't get a white one. I'll get something different. I'll cop a Griffey Air Force. So that one's out there. Um, hard one to get. It doesn't the shoe doesn't get a lot of love. Like it's like Air Force One's ugly, ugly, uh not even stepchild, like neighbor's ugly cousin. And that is the Adidas Forum. And Adidas is doing some really cool things. I know they're working on a couple initiatives to give back so they can give scholarships with every forum sold. So Adidas, hats off to you. You get two thumbs up plus for doing something like that. And yeah, the Forum is a dope shoe, but there was a Bad Bunny one that came out early, super hard to get. Resale is crazy for it, but Forum is definitely a shoe. It's all white one. There's white and blue. I'm sure they're not done with it this year as they've put it back on the market. So shout out to Adidas for that one. Next up, and now you're seeing finally these pairs show up. I don't know if they were late. I'm seeing women's reiteration, but neutral gray Jordan 1 low, definitely popping. Hard to get, but actually the resale is now realistic. It's a clean shoe. You can't get an Air Force. You're more of a Jordan guy like myself. That is a shoe that people are rocking. Um, Next up, if you're a New Balance fan, I would give you two. So many colors of the 574 are out there, but 574 is now trumped by the 990. 990 is the New Balance shoe to go to. I would even say beyond the 990, the 550 that's come out, that's kind of their OG basketball silhouette, and it's crazy hard to find. Capsules had it, Livestock's had it, like all these boutiques, and you can't find it. You can't find it on New Balance's website. Hard to get every time they launch, and they just launch basic colors. White, red, white, blue, or, white, black. Can't cop anything. So, heard this lots from other sneakerheads, but yeah, definitely one to go to, right? Going back into like that high tier of sneaker, there have been some SB Supreme dunks, and white, red, white, black. I saw them actually in Montreal, or not in Montreal, in Ottawa when I was there. One of a kind. I think the owner is from Montreal. That's where I'm getting mixed up, but totally dope. If you like dunks and you like SBs with the bigger tongue, but those ones are definitely hard to find right now. Then you got the LeBron South Beach, with big blast off with the Space Jam 2 movie. Haven't watched the whole thing. I've watched it on a couple streaming site movies where you can download it for free, or not download it, but you got to navigate through a bunch of ads. If you haven't gone to the theater, I'm not comfortable going to a theater as of yet, but that's definitely one that's out there. And that's kind of it's the big reiteration. It's 10 years since the LeBron 8. The LeBron 8 is arguably, I got an OG pair. Arguably, it's the best LeBron ever. Christmas one with the green laces, and it's all red. Crazy. Even like just the all white one with a kind of slightly different upper is another dope one. So the 8 is one of the best LeBrons we've ever seen, and the 8s, particularly the South Beach one after 10 years, is getting some love. Um, I think the next other couple that I see lots of ladies rocking the Reebok Club C, clean white shoe. If you're not an Air Force person, don't want the hassle. You want to flex something different. You want to be out there, with a clean shoe. People are wearing this in large amounts. I think Cardi B and some other people from the Reebok team are definitely playing an influence on that. Um, yeah, so I think that is my list in a nutshell of some stuff that's hot popping right now. I know we got a couple Jordan ones coming. Some people would say, "Oh, Hyper Royal, come on, Lionel, Hyper Royals on there." It's like Hyper Royal was so hard to get. People have just kind of came and went with that one. Now maybe I'll throw that one on as the end as the last one that will be on my list. So that's about 20 sneakers. You may be low key, you might be hype beast or top tier, but a lot of different sneakers that people flex in the summer. Get your wares in now because when the winter comes and you know, even though in November when it starts raining, you can't wear your flame sneakers. So the weather is still nice, at least for hopefully another couple months. Even a crisp fall day is a good time to wear like a Raging Bull 5 that I got from my OG pack, or and I know that's come out again, but think about your favorite sneakers on those beautiful days with not a chance in rain. Wear them because it's not about stocking them; it's all about rocking them. Thank you again for another episode of Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. Peace.